Every January 1st, gym memberships spike by 12%. Every Monday, people promise to change. And here's what's strange. It actually works, but only if you understand the psychology behind it. You've felt it before. That surge of motivation on New Year's Day, the clean slate feeling every Monday morning, the determination you had on your birthday to finally make that change. Scientists call this the fresh start effect, and it's one of the most powerful psychological triggers for human behavior. But here's what most people don't know. You can engineer these moments. You don't have to wait for January 1st or your next birthday. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how temporal landmarks, specific dates and moments in time, rewire your brain for action. We'll look at research from Wharton Business School, data from over 11 million gym visits across the United States, and real financial strategies companies use to exploit this effect for billions in revenue. By the end, you'll know how to create your own fresh starts, and, more importantly, why they work when willpower alone fails. Let's begin. In 2014, researchers Heng-Chen Dai, Catherine Milkming, and Jason Reese from the Wharton School published groundbreaking research in management science titled The Fresh Start Effect: Temporal Landmarks Motivate Aspirational Behavior. They analyzed data from over 11 million gym visits at a fitness center chain across the United States. What they found changed how we understand motivation. People were 33% more likely to visit the gym at the start of a new week, 14% more likely after a public holiday, and gym attendance spiked dramatically after birthdays and the beginning of new seasons. But why? The researchers discovered something fascinating about how our brains process time. We don't experience time as a continuous flow, we chunk it. We create mental categories, before and after, old me and new me. Think about your own life for a second. You probably remember college you versus after college you, or pre-pandemic you versus now. These aren't just memories, they're different identities in your mind. Temporal landmarks like New Year's Day, the first of the month, or even Monday mornings create psychological distance from your past self. They allow you to see your previous failures as belonging to old you. And here's the powerful part. This mental separation reduces the sting of past failure. A study from the University of Toronto, published in Psychological Science, found that people who viewed their past mistakes as happening to a different version of themselves experienced 40% less shame and regret. This is why you can fail at your diet 50 times, but on January 1st, you genuinely believe this time will be different. Because in your mind, it's not you trying again, it's a new you starting fresh. Companies understand this instinctively. That's why Apple launches new iPhones in September. Amazon hosts Prime Day in July. Black Friday isn't just about discounts, it's positioned as a temporal landmark that triggers aspirational spending. In 2023, Americans spent $9.8 billion online during Black Friday alone. That's not just about deals, it's about the psychological moment. Not all fresh starts are created equal. The Wharton research identified 3 distinct categories of temporal landmarks, and each triggers motivation differently. First, social temporal landmarks. These dates everyone recognizes: New Year's Day, the first day of spring, national holidays. In Germany, January 2nd is called Neujahrstag, aftermath, and gym registrations increase by 47% in the first week of January compared to December averages. In the United Kingdom, Blue Monday, the third Monday of January, supposedly the most depressing day of the year, has been rebranded by marketers as a motivation trigger. Travel companies report a 25% increase in vacation bookings on this specific day. Why? Because even a manufactured temporal landmark works if enough people believe in it. Second, personal temporal landmarks. Birthdays, anniversaries, the day you started your job. These dates are unique to you, but they're just as powerful.
A 2016 study tracking Google searches found that people are 5 times more likely to search for terms like life goals or fresh start the day before their birthday compared to any random day. There's something about annual personal milestones that forces self-reflection. You naturally ask, where was I last year? Where am I now? This comparison creates urgency, and urgency drives action. Third, organizational temporal landmarks. The start of a quarter, the beginning of a fiscal year, the first day at a new job. In corporate America, Q1 productivity is typically 18% higher than Q4 of the previous year, even when accounting for post-holiday rest. Why? Because organizational landmarks create built-in accountability and renewed focus. Investment firms leverage this ruthlessly. Mutual funds often report performance quarterly, allowing them to psychologically reset after poor performance. Vanguard research shows investors are 60% more forgiving of Q1 losses than Q4 losses of the previous year. Same money lost, different psychological framing. Here's the uncomfortable truth about willpower. It's a terrible long-term strategy. Stanford psychologist Kelly McGonigal, author of The Willpower Instinct, describes willpower as a muscle that fatigues. Decision fatigue is real. By the end of the day, your ability to resist temptation drops by up to 60%. This is why most diets fail by Thursday, why you can resist the donut at breakfast but cave by 3 p.m. Fresh starts work because they bypass willpower entirely. They leverage identity change instead. Let me explain with a real example. In 2018, researcher Sean McCree from the University of Konstanz in Germany studied procrastination behavior among university students. He divided them into 2 groups. Group A was told, your assignment is due in 2 weeks. Group B was told, your assignment is due next month. Same deadline, just different framing. Group A completed their work 30% earlier on average. Why? Because next month creates a temporal landmark boundary. It feels further away. It belongs to future you. This is the same mechanism behind the fresh start effect. When you frame a goal as starting on Monday, not tomorrow, you're giving your brain a clear boundary. You're saying, this belongs to next week me, not today me. And that mental separation is liberating. Financial advisors exploit this constantly. Have you noticed how many retirement plans default to starting next month rather than starting today? Fidelity Investments reported in 2023 that enrollment in 401ks is 340% higher when framed as beginning next quarter versus starting immediately. Same benefit, same money, different temporal framing. The fresh start gives you psychological permission to become someone new, and that's stronger than any amount of willpower. Now here's the actionable part. You don't need to wait for January 1st. You can create temporal landmarks strategically. Strategy 1. Redefine your calendar. Most people think in weeks and months because that's what the calendar shows, but you can create artificial landmarks. In Australia, financial advisor Helen Baker teaches her clients to divide the year into quarters, starting from their birthday, not January. Her clients report 40% better goal completion rates compared to traditional New Year's resolutions. Why does this work? Because it's personalized. Your birthday matters more to your brain than an arbitrary societal date. Try this. Pick 4 dates that matter to you personally. Birthday, anniversary, first day of a season you love. Create goal reviews around these dates. Your brain will respond. Strategy 2. Create before and after moments. Humans love transformation narratives. This is why before and after photos work in fitness advertising. But you can create these moments internally. Canadian psychologist Jordan Peterson recommends a simple exercise. Write down who you were 1 year ago. Be specific. What did you believe? What did you fear? What did you want? Then write who you are now. The act of writing creates a visible landmark. You externalize the identity shift. And research shows that written goals are 42% more likely to be achieved. Strategy 3. Leverage financial cycles. Money naturally creates temporal landmarks: payday, tax season, annual reviews. Smart investors use these strategically. Warren Buffett famously rebalances his portfolio at the end of each quarter, not because the market dictates it, but because the calendar creates a forcing function for review. In the UK, the tax year ends on April 5th. Accountants report that clients are 300% more likely to review their financial goals in early April than in mid-summer. Use your financial calendar as motivation landmarks. Set investment reviews for each payday. Schedule budget updates on the first of every month. These become mini fresh starts. Strategy 4. Create social accountability landmarks. Share your temporal landmarks with others. Research from Ohio State University found that people who publicly announce their goals on specific start dates, like "I'm starting my business on September 1st, are 65% more likely to follow through. Why? Because you've attached your identity to a public temporal landmark. You've told others, "After this date, I'm a different person." That social pressure amplifies the fresh start effect. But here's something important. The fresh start effect has a shadow side. Because fresh starts feel so good, they can become an excuse for perpetual procrastination. You've seen this yourself: the person who starts a diet every Monday but never makes it to Wednesday, the entrepreneur who launches a new beginning every quarter but never builds momentum. Psychologists call this false hope syndrome. A study from the University of Toronto followed 3,000 New Year's resolution makers. By February, 80% had failed. But here's the disturbing part: 60% of those people made the exact same resolution the following January. They weren't learning, they were just enjoying the dopamine hit of a fresh start without doing the work. So, how do you avoid this trap? First, limit your temporal landmarks. Don't create a fresh start every week. That dilutes the power. Choose 3 to 4 major landmarks per year. Make them count. Second, build bridges, not cliffs. Don't treat the day before your fresh start as a free pass to self-sabotage. The research shows people binge the day before a diet starts. They overspend the week before a financial fresh start. This undermines everything. Instead, treat the period before your landmark as preparation. Build momentum toward the change. Don't create a harder starting point. Third, track continuation, not just initiation. Fresh starts get you moving. Systems keep you moving. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, emphasizes that identity-based habits outlast temporal motivation. Once you've used a fresh start to begin, immediately shift focus to process. Don't be someone who starts diets on Monday. Be someone who tracks nutrition daily. The landmark gets you started, the system keeps you alive.
Companies like Noom and BetterUp are building apps that use AI to identify your personal temporal landmarks automatically. They analyze your behavior patterns and suggest optimal fresh start dates tailored to your psychology. In 2024, research from MIT's Media Lab demonstrated that AI-generated temporal landmarks increased goal completion rates by 28% compared to traditional calendar dates. The future isn't about waiting for January 1st, it's about algorithmic behavioral design that creates fresh starts precisely when you need them. This has massive financial implications. Morgan Stanley estimates that behavioral AI in financial services will grow to a $50 billion industry by 2030, largely built on optimizing temporal decision-making. Insurance companies are already using fresh start psychology. Progressive Insurance sends fresh start emails after claim resolutions, increasing policy renewals by 15%. We're moving from understanding temporal landmarks to engineering them at scale. So here's what you need to remember. The fresh start effect is real. It's backed by data from millions of people across multiple continents. It works because it leverages identity change, not willpower. You don't need to wait for the calendar to give you permission. You can engineer these moments. But, and this is critical, a fresh start is just the beginning. The landmark gets you moving. What you do in the days and weeks after determines whether you transform or just reset to zero again. Think about this. What temporal landmark are you waiting for right now? What would change if you decided that today, this specific date was your fresh start? The research shows it doesn't matter if it's January 1st or June 17th. What matters is that you genuinely believe this moment represents a new chapter. Because when you believe it, your brain believes it. And when your brain believes it, your behavior follows. If this video changed how you think about motivation and timing, do me a favor, hit that like button. It tells YouTube to share this with more people who need to understand their own psychology. Subscribe if you want more content that combines behavioral science with practical strategy. We're building a community of people who understand how the human mind actually works. And drop a comment. What's your next temporal landmark? When are you starting fresh? I read every single comment, and I want to hear what you're planning. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.